stuck on a robot deer there. Let's let that go around again in the background. This is the last rites. We're both drinking wine because we are classy.
We are being very gentlemanlike and having a glass of, white wine.
I've got things playing everywhere. It's all unprofessional.
Right.
But there it is.
Yeah, last night. You can't stop it.
It's a lovely Saturday evening. I'm supposed to be in another city, but I couldn't get down. So now I'm, because I broke my brain or something. I don't know, whatever I can tell them. But I've done that. Well, I've kind of done it. I've done it through someone else. So I'm not there. I'm here. I'm in Manchester with Jamie, who's in Cardiff, and there he is. And
Hi.
Have a couple of drinks, some sensible conversation, and then we'll get a bit silly later on, probably, and then we'll both have to be put
I
to
can
bed
still hear the background music, mind.
Yeah, I've got that on low.
Sweet, nice. All right, cool. Now I know that's a thing. That's
there we go. I've got other. I was using AI to make some songs the other day for different things. One about my local pub, which I love, and they love, which got me free pies. They gave me free pies for doing that, and it took me about an hour.
Nice.
Which is nice, very good.
As well, didn't you? As well on AI. Was that AI you done a song on?
Oh, but it's all about you. Yeah. We'll play that later. Yeah, I completely forgot. It's on the same thing on Udio. But if you are watching this back, and yeah, what we're going to do, we're going to talk about Jay Slater for a few minutes. We're going to talk about the Trump shooting, because why not? What a lovely week of news that's been. And then after that, we're just going to descend into what will probably be nonsense, I would imagine.
Obliterated, nonsensical stuff.
So
real topics, though.
This was going to be going to Twitter as well, but now you got to be paying for Twitter to be streaming to there. So I was going to keep it just YouTube, but you know what? I'm going to make it Twitch right now as well, because why not?
Sweet. Well, you got to pay to stream on Twitter now.
Yeah, you're changing the rules.
Elon Musk is skint though, isn't he? He doesn't have enough money from Tesla and SpaceX. He needs a bit of crust.
It's got a bit, I get it. I don't mind it being a good content app. It was free up until last week, so that was annoying. And I did it for the first time last time we were on, and actually we got loads of people watching on Twitter, so that's annoying. But we'll do it here. We are on Twitch now. We become magically evolved on the Twitch, and we're using StreamYard because boring stuff. I switched to OBS, but I need to work out how to get a caller in. Anyway, that's boring. That's boring. Let's start with this Jay Slater thing, right? Because he goes missing a month ago. A lad at Tenerife.
Yeah.
He's staying in the same town, Los Cristianos, touristy town. These grotty places we all loved when we were 18. And then with all the idiots trying to get you in for fish bowls and drugs and all the rest of it, which sounds fun. But now I think I'd want to just get a gun, and that might relate to the second. So he comes out of there. He's supposed to be staying in town around the corner, 5 a.m., goes up into the mountains instead with what turns out an international drug dealer who was going to flood. The man who stayed at the Airbnb with him was a drug dealer who was attempting to flood Wales with heroin a few years ago, and he went to prison for 9 years. That, as well as everything else, then kicked off a load of conspiracy theories because he'd come out, went the wrong way into the mountains, and decided to walk 11 hours back home instead of getting a lift or a bus.
Because he's a tight cunt, couldn't pay the taxi fare.
All these phone calls and people going, his friends were on the media and they were going, well, she's lying. She must be a drug dealer because she has a lot of holidays. It was going crazy, honestly, but I was just following it for fun. My first favourite lot of conspiracy. Well, first of all, I thought, well, if his phone's gone off, he's tried to walk to the sea in the mountains and he's died in the mountains, most likely. But then I started following all conspiracy theories, and in the Facebook groups was my favourite thing. And they were saying stuff like suggestions of how to find him. One of them was like, why don't you put speakers playing the music that were playing at this EDM festival? Maybe that'll attract him. Another one was, has anyone thought of search dogs? It's just these women that should be watching Loose Women or Jeremy Kyle now have access to Facebook crime groups, so they're going to solve it. It's always women as well. But one of my favorite ones was, well, why don't you wave a big magnet over the mountains, and if he's still got his machete on him, he'll fly out and stick to it. I thought it was generally creative because, of course, later it comes out he was part of a teenage gang that had macheted a golf club someone's head open. Don't think he did anything, but he was there sort of going, yeah, go on. So we had some community service for that. But this is, this is first up. We've all made mistakes. We've I've taken people into a house where they ended up being a violent assault, but I didn't mean to. I was young and stupid. I took the wrong people into the wrong house party, and they beat up the poor young lad whose party it was. And I was like, well, I didn't mean that to happen.
Yeah, not to disrupt your monologue, which is beautiful, by the way. Did see the clip where somebody wrote in on the Jeremy Vine show and said, has anybody thought going out there and saying domino and seeing if he replies? And Jeremy Vine was
there was another one. Jeremy Vine, there was another one saying, if you go out there and shout autoglass repair, you'll have to shout back autoglass replace. And he was trying not to laugh. He's like,
yeah,
but he was going, I don't even understand that joke. Yes, you did, because you was trying incredibly. Oh, Jesus Christ! It's Avril Lavigne, April Reid, the older, the ginger of the probably more south. I'm in Manchester, probably more south than me, I would imagine.
April Reid. Is April? Are you the one who commented on my Twitter stupid joke thing earlier? He might have been. Yeah, she might have been.
Or the ghost of your mother. So yeah, set off all these conspiracy theories as well. It's like, and people, you know what people are like on the internet. You know what like. This is what happened. There's a drug. There's stolen watch. There's a drug. He's on a boat to Morocco. Absolute, and I thought he's probably fallen down a hill, most likely. But I was like, I was mainly mocking him. And then it turns out, found his body. What happened? He'd gone to some rough mountains. And when I looked at him, I was like, yeah, you can't even see where you're going. You'd fall under a cactus or down a hole and they wouldn't find you maybe for years. And that's exactly what happened. And he's in his home now. So that's the summary. I don't think... but you could see these channels, right, going, and now what? And all the fake shock reactions are like boom, sound effects, like, oh my god! And now we know that this guy was a drug dealer. Everyone's a drug dealer in Tenerife. My point was, where do you get your drugs from? When I went to holidays like that, I wasn't taking drugs. I was just drinking. But if I were taking drugs, I'd want a drug dealer to give them to me. So let's stop judging that sort of stuff.
Yeah, don't judge. I mean, if you're going to get your drugs, get them from the source, right? Not from the in-between.
From the source. I mean, I get my drugs from comedians, and they're normally free because I'd never pay for it, and I probably should start paying, maybe. But I do offer sometimes.
You might end up like Jay Slater if you don't start paying, mind.
When someone's wife comes out of the with a dinner plate full of cocaine, I'll go, all right. Do you want some money? Don't be silly. All right. So... Yeah, next time we're in Bristol.
Yeah, it's drug dealing should be like the NHS, free at the point of use.
And all of these channels as well that are also saying, and a drug dealer, it's like you to look at me, you probably got pills in your pocket right now. Yeah. So let's not judge it. And listen, the machete thing, yeah, it's not ideal, is it? But young person, we've all done silly. I've done a lot of silly stuff, mainly that could be harmful to me. Which is when cocaine is a fantastic dinner, JV Tech, I've heard, allegedly. Mainly to me. And people go, why on earth would you think I'll walk across these mountains? Because I can see the sea. Yeah, I went to Greece with my family, an island, when I was like 18. And I pretended to be sick because my aunt and uncle, mum and dad were going to see a church. It was some family thing. My birthday was over there. And I pretended to be sick while they went on this day trip because I'd seen a mountain. It wasn't a massive mountain. It's like maybe the one at Caerphilly, maybe a bit bigger, but in Greece, right? Just drier. Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to walk over that. And that was my plan. So I pretended to be sick. And as soon as they went, I was like, oh, I'm so ill. And as soon as they went, I went out, walked the other end of the bay, no water, brought some like a 2-liter water bottle from a shop, then started walking up the mountain. That it being, I don't know, 35 degrees, arid Greek island weather, the water went immediately. I didn't have any sun cream on or a hat. I'd shaved my head at the time as well. So I was sunburned, dehydrated, probably sunstroke, got to the top of the mountain and then realized I can't really get down the other side. So I don't know what my plan was. I had to walk all the way back. So I was fucked. So that was a stupid thing to do. But I did it because I was young, because I was 18 and he was 19. Yeah. So it was like, of course, how many silly, how old were you, Jamie, when you called in the bomb threat to, was it your school or a company? I can't remember.
Oh, fucking! I was like
allegedly.
13, 14. Yeah, it was a boring
Right, so a
Sunday
little bit
afternoon.
younger, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah, about
if
30,
you
about
could get hold of your
14.
13-year-old self now, but like, listen, you're probably going to get away with it because it's before
Yeah,
9/11, but
yeah.
maybe
If it
don't
was
call in the
now,
bomb.
I'd be on the fucking the government's watch list for life. But yeah, it was just
we,
fun.
we probably are on the watch list now, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
that was fun.
that's what I aspire to be. Well, yeah, like I said, we all do stupid shit when we're young, but it's going out and smoking weed at a younger age, or like waiting outside the shop for 3 hours in the rain to get some dickhead to go and buy you smokes and booze and stuff. But it's all fun.
Most of the silly stuff I did was always me risking my own life, like jumping out of first floor windows and landing on
Yeah.
my back, and then trying to crawl away and run so it looked like I'd flown out the window because we were all on drugs.
Yeah.
And then one bad one, I used to be a bit crazy, right? So I went over a railway bridge with a carrier bag full of beer and hung off the bridge over the tracks with one hand dangling down. And that was that was one of the first times when I was 17. I woke up the next morning and just had to try and have a word with myself. I was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
Like,
we had a similar thing with railway bridges. We used to. There was a railway bridge which we nicknamed Thunder Bridge because obviously when you're sitting underneath this bridge and the trains go past, it's like fucking thunder. So you had to cross the train track to get
trains are like bloody thunder. They are.
To the bridge, to the part of the bridge where there was like a manhole opening, so you can get in there. We used to just sit under the bridge and just drink cheap cider. It was about 30 odd feet up from the ground, maybe 40 feet, maybe. But yeah, and it was like just like a little ledge, and it was like a main road going past, and you had the trains going. It was dangerous, but yeah, it's looking back now, it was fucking stupid, but it was fun while it lasted. And we ended up going there this one time, and it was bolted up with a big old padlock, and it was obviously clocked on to like what we were doing. Obviously, had complaints from the locals, but they ruined our fun.
Unbelievable, isn't it? When they ruin your fun. But yeah, there are a million things. So yeah, one of them is like, why on earth would he? Do you know why? Because he looked at Google Maps, saw there was a pathway to the sea. And by the way, if it had got to the sea, you couldn't get around because it's an enclosed cove and it just water.
Yeah,
but that is exactly, honestly, after being off your tits and getting in at 5:30 and you're leaving the Airbnb 2 hours later. 2 hours later.
Yeah. See what you did there.
I would exactly do that, and it was difficult. Now I've been on like 4 hikes in the Peak District. I'm like, yeah, sometimes things look more difficult than they are, and you can looking at that. It was all cactus and ravines and fucking.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to find someone necessarily. When they were trying to look for him, they found some Scottish hiker that was lost.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, he was lost out there because it's such difficult terrain and
rough terrain. Yeah.
And also windy up there, because in the mountains it's windy. So a gust of wind.
Yeah.
When I was in the peaks a few weeks ago, this wind, I don't know if I sent it to you, but I was walking at that angle, like, and if I turn my head this way, it's like I was parachuting. It's like it was mental. I've never been so windy. In fact, I'm gonna have to find it now.
Find it.
So
no, I don't.
But it was blowing me like 4 or 5 feet to the left, and the drop was another 10 feet or whatever. So I don't think I could have gone over where I was. But if you're on a narrow bit and he's pissed and off his tits and not used to hiking,
yeah, it's gonna fucking. I mean, clearly, I mean, if he was coming back from a big party at 5:30 in the morning, he wasn't wearing appropriate footwear for hiking the mountains, right? It's
and also, why make that decision? Well, I'm like, yeah, I'll come back to yours because you think the party's going to continue. Then it's an hour drive, and then we get there and we can't be asked. That's perfectly normal. But all these channels are going, and how would this possibly happen? It's like, oh yeah, I've taken drugs and met people and ended up at their place miles from my house, and I've had to walk back and go, what the fuck was I doing there? But it was kind of fun.
Looking back, you think, it was kind of fun, but at the time, it's like not so much.
This is me in the Peak District when it got a bit windy.
Hurricane season. Yeah.
I've got the same T-shirt on.
He went the same T-shirt.
Now I've started trying to get new T-shirts. It turns out I've got the same T-shirt on.
Yeah. Was it cold as well, or just breathe?
No, it's a warm day.
Yeah.
So I was trying to get my phone out to show how windy it was, but if you took your phone out, it would blow your hand. It was
that bad.
Proper mental.
Yeah, I think next year I was saying to Keith, I want to do more hikes, so I think we should plan some stuff for next year. I'll definitely do Peak District. Yeah.
If you can come up here for a couple of days, we could do one on day one.
Yeah,
because it's 40 minutes train and we're there. Yeah. And then that walk was 3.5 hours. The thing is, there's only a pub at the start and the beginning. There was nothing in the wake, and it's literally on the hills.
Yeah.
There are other things we can do, other routes we can take, but I can't wait to go again, but I'm just a bit busy and it's a bit, weather's a bit shit at the minute, but
yeah,
I want to go every 2 weeks is my plan.
Yeah, hiking I really want to get into because I enjoy like local walks and stuff. It's brilliant, but I want like where we walk when he was down is a great walk, isn't it? It does test you a bit. It's quite strenuous.
I really liked it. Yeah, I was struggling. I was like, remember we started walking up the hill and I was like, hang on, I'm going to go a bit slower than you guys there. My calves were hurting.
Yeah,
and
it's deceiving. Yeah,
before we got on the Trump shit, that my ankle's still fucked. So it's not fucked, but it's not right. And I might have broke it, to be fair. I went to the doctor, but he didn't know. It's like, I think it's... So what happened was, we went on this hike when I came down. I rolled my ankle chasing Jamie's dog.
Grabbing hang, yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I've rolled it. Do you remember we were still up on the hill coming down on the second day?
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if I'll be all right. But then it quickly, when you walk it off, I was like, I'm fine. We walked all the way a mile or two back to your place. We chilled out. We had a drink. We watched a film. I was fine. My back was hurting more than anything, and that's where Keely offered me some painkillers for that. But I forgot to say yeah. And then during the night, when we both shared the sofa because we were a couple of drunks, 3 o'clock in the morning, you're pissed, or no, I weren't even pissed. It was just 3 o'clock in the morning, and I started to feel this pain in my foot. I was like, I think it's swelling up. And when I got up the next day, I couldn't put any weight on it. And anyway, that was bad for like 4 weeks basically, and now I'm 6.5 weeks, 7 weeks in. And it's still bigger than the other one on that ball joint. And every now and then I'll get a bit of pain on it. But I went for a hike the other week and was okay. Wasn't the best. But 2 weeks in, I actually went to the doctor. For the first time in the UK this century, I went to a doctor. And he felt around it. He said it's the ATFL, the anterior summit ligament. And then he goes, I don't think it's broken, but I don't know. Do you want to go for an x-ray? Like, he's asking me. And I'm like, I was like, well, you think it's a bad sprain. I think it's a bad sprain. Nah. And he goes, yeah, it's good not to have radiation if you don't need it. Yeah. It's like, but if it gets worse, let me know. But gradually it got better. The thing that made it worse, though, I had to go back down to Somerset the next week after being at yours to a wedding.
Oh, yeah. I remember you said, yeah.
Oh, God, remember how we doing? That was just chaos. We'll get onto Donald Trump in a bit. That was just chaos. Good fun. I couldn't put any weight in it. I had a lovely Airbnb, but had to walk to the wedding to get picked up the next day. Was fine. Was on my feet all day and all night, hammered. And then the next day, I couldn't put weight in it again. And I was like, fuck. But it wasn't really painful. I just couldn't put weight on it.
Yeah.
So, but then I got stuck in Ilminster in this little village in Somerset. I haven't really said this publicly or to many people yet. And I'll tell you how I got... I couldn't get out of the town. I met my mate in the morning. They drove. I said, can you give me a lift to Taunton Services and I can get a bus to Bristol? And he goes, no, we got to time it so our kids are asleep when we go. We're going the other way. It's like 10 minutes. All right, fine. I'll get a cab then. Turns out no Ubers, even though it said there was Uber. Then I called the only cab company. It'll be an hour. And I was like, well, that's me. I'm fat. I can't miss it. It's right down on the arse end of Somerset. I have to get that one. I'm stuck in this town, and I was walking around, and I walked in it for hours for no reason. And it got to the point I had to lay down in the park, looking at a pedo with my feet up,
rested up, like
really bad. But then I'm stuck in this village in Somerset, aggravating this brain or whatever. And so, do you know what I did? I didn't really want to spend the money on a hotel, and I've been in this Airbnb for 2 nights because I went down the night before. Do you know what I did?
Go on.
I broke back into the Airbnb that I was staying in and slept there for free the third night.
Nice.
And the risk. I was like, first of all, I went back. I thought my plan is, it was in this quiet little housing estate. I was like, I've got the lockbox code. I don't think it's Sunday. Maybe they're not going to clean it till tomorrow. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So I went back at 4 p.m, limping all the way, needing a shit, by the way. She's nearly shitting myself and thinking, well, I've got to shit myself. And I had a look through the windows around the back. I went back a couple of times. It's the kind of road where everyone notices you as well. So I'm like trying to be on the phone. Yeah. Looking in the back. But I was like, oh, my beer can's still there. I don't think they've cleaned it. And this is like 4 or 5 p.m.
Let's get in,
like, I went in the lockbox, got the key out. It's in this outdoor shed. But then I don't know if the owners are upstairs or next door, because sometimes that's the case. I'm like, fuck. But I knocked on the door really lightly and I went, so I just went in and I went, hello, it's Carl. I'm very sorry. I think I left my wallet here. And then no one was in. I shut the door, locked it.
Yeah.
I was like, right, add a shit, right?
As you do.
And then charged my phone, filled up my water bottles, all that stuff. I can relax for an hour with it. But I did that. And I thought, if it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday, on a nice day, I don't think they're coming to clean this at 8 o'clock tonight. So I don't think there's anyone coming tomorrow. And if there is, they'll probably come and clean it in the morning, right? So I went out again. Chilled out in the park, went to a local pub on the cider, on the booze, was going to get some food, but every food establishment shut before, like, fucking, there's nothing open. It's in a little sleepy village. So I went back, had a bite of cheese in the fridge because I got some of that the day before, and slept. But I was a bit nervous. I heard something a couple of times.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that.
Then I was like, what time do I get up? The bus is 7:30. I'll get up at 5 and just go at 5. And then in the end, I ended up getting up at 6 and left. Didn't have a shout, but it's just kind of half awake all night. And then I had to creep out, put the key away. But I did it. I broke in to an Airbnb and stole a night's accommodation. And guess what? She left me a review. Great guest.
Oh,
so she's obviously not one of these perverts.
Yeah,
she's not one of she's not one of these perverts that has a camera in the smoke alarm. So I got away with it, and that's and I wrote back, great host.
Class. Can't fault it.
That's brilliant. I thought she seemed.
I can grab some wine a second. Just 2 seconds.
Go for it. I'll keep talking. But yeah, I stole from an Airbnb. So yeah, when I finish this glass of wine, we'll get onto Trumpian news. In case you came here for a topic later on and you think, well, they're rambling. Well, give us a minute. Fast forward a minute. Fast forward a minute. I've missed Jamie. I've missed him. Today, I was like, when are we actually doing this? And he went, today? Yes. Oh,
right, cool. Yeah, no worries.
Like I was on drugs, though. He's been given an instruction. What instruction? What instruction?
Sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say, what instruction were you just given by our wife?
Oh no, that was many time you shared some Amazon orders.
Our daughter, okay.
Our daughter, yeah. That was our daughter.
Who are in heaven.
Wife.
Yeah, we're on the wine because we're classy gents.
Yeah,
the Chiefs have.
I do love how you had 3 nights in a Airbnb for the price of 2, and she'd have to do a great review. That's free.
But I was like, is this a crime? I think it's a crime. But then is it? You've given me the code. I have the key. You haven't changed the code. There's no one there. Is it a crime? Am I breaking and entering?
Well, that's what I was going to say. As Greg Delaney, the great defense lawyer, would say,
yes, sir.
Don't not admit to breaking an entry. What you did, you had access to the property. You didn't break. You didn't enter. You had a code, which is good as a key.
Well, I entered
premises.
I had a key. Yeah. Give me the code. The only thing I could say, maybe it's like a contract, like you've agreed a contract to only stay there these nights. But I was in. Yeah, I thought he did. I thought he did earlier, Kelly. How you doing? Nice to see you, by the way. First time in about 10 years. I did earlier too.
Anytime soon.
So not only did I steal an extra night in an Airbnb, I didn't steal. I was injured though, alone in a village that I couldn't get out of. There was nowhere really to stay unless I paid like 150 quid for a hotel, which I was like, I'm feeling a bit tight. I've just paid money for this Airbnb for 2 days and traveled down, loads of delays for this wedding, and had to buy clothes for it and all that. I've been put out enough here.
Big time. And all you had to eat was a block of cheese, which is, I blame the person at the Airbnb for not coming and checking. It's their fault. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but I got away with it, and I did that. But now she's already left me a review as a guest. I've left her a review. So if you look down my Airbnb thing, which you can see if I try and rent something, you can look at all the reviews. Almost perfectly positive since 2016, all around the world. I'm a traveler, great guest, lovely. Except for one in Brazil where I broke. But the bitch goes, he broke some of our toilet, but he paid for it. I was like, all right.
You broke,
which is true.
Some of the toilet. Let's tell us the story, please.
Beautiful apartment in a really nice place where I stayed in January, but years ago I was there. Beautiful apartment, 2 floors. It was like 30 quid a night, insane. But this. Yeah, the toilet didn't flush, right? So to do it, you had to take the heavy cistern thing off. It was an old, like, China, whatever, not China, but, ceramic. And put your hand in and do the plunger manually. So I thought, instead of doing that all the time, I'll just leave it off because I don't want to lift it off every time. So I leant it against the wall with a towel over it. And that was fine for days and days and days. And guess what? The last morning we were there, guess what? I fucking moved the door the wrong way. It went donk and then shattered into like 100 pieces. I was like, fuck. Oh no. So I was like, and then I hid it from the person that I was staying there with as well. And then I had to admit it eventually. I was like, I've broken this thing. Should we just leave it? No, we have to tell them. I was like, because out there they're very honest and all that. I'm like, fine. So I text the woman. I went, look, I've broken this thing. I'm really sorry, but I'll replace it. And I'd Googled rough prices of like cistern lids. I thought I can have, but then because of the type of thing it was, I had to replace the whole system. They couldn't get just a lid. But it turned out to me not crazy expensive because I paid it.
I can hear you go.
I don't know if I paid it when I got home or not, but it turned out to be not crazy expensive because of conversion rate, right? So I just paid it and it was fine. But yeah, that's the one review. But she still left me a great review, but she just didn't have to say, "Oh, he broke this thing." And then this year, it happened again in the same area. Actually, I lent on a bathroom sink as I was about to leave, brush my teeth. I lent on the sink, and it was like roughly glued to the wall, and the whole sink thing came off the wall. And broke, and I was like, I tried to fix it, but as I was leaving, I texted her, by the way, broke your sink, broke your door lock. And I never read her review, but I think she just said we fixed the lock, and I don't know if she asked money for the sink, but I was like, it's your fault. I can't put my weight on something with one hand and it rips the whole thing off the wall. And last January, up the road, I ran a sink, and the sink fell out. I ran some water, and the whole sink fell out in the same area. So what are these people doing? Yeah. And again, on the way, I was checking out again. I thought I'll wash up these glasses. Put the water in the sink, and the sink fell out the kitchen unit. It was all the gunk on the floor. And checking out, I called the guy and went, "Come in here, look at that." I said, "See you later. You've got to fix that." He's like, "Oh my god!" But don't do shoddy work. Then we've got well off topic here, but yeah, it started with my ankle.
You didn't break anything in my house, Well, you think you broke when you come to my house is your fucking foot.
Yeah, my foot. And then those last 2 things were just shoddy workmanship in like a whole country, basically. It has nothing to do with me. The first thing was I was a bit clumsy, but I didn't expect it to shatter into 1,000 pieces.
Yeah.
But anyway, good fun, good times. Let's get this. If you're watching this back for Donald Trump, I might have to put the timestamps on later. I've only done it a couple of times. It'll be in like 5 minutes. Relax.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
We'll finish it very shortly, the Donald Trump stuff. But we have to discuss it. What a wannabe assassin, right? There was clearly no cover up whatsoever. This guy clearly was like invincible. No one could see him until it was too late. Clearly.
I mean, there's so many fucking rabbit holes with that. I'm sure we'll keep coming back to it as well. But yeah, I mean, just again, I'll bring up his face in a minute. The shit. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, Trump in the Matrix is the background tonight because I think why not? There's so many memes. There's so many great memes. If you're not getting angry about it, which a lot of people are getting angry, like Mind Dog saying things like, I'm not talking about politics on Twitter again. That's it. I'm done. Then the next day, Trump gets shot at. Then the next day, Mind Dog's on there going, fuck you, MAGA clowns. Every tweet is like, you need to calm down, sir. You're 64 years old. You're going to give yourself a heart attack over Twitter and politics, which is insane. Relax.
Yeah, you're going to have a stroke, son. Relax. Breathe, motherfucker.
And when you die, we're coming to your house to raid your house. That's in your will, right?
That's in the contract. It's in the contract he signed with us when we started. When
we started working for 2.5 years ago, when we believed his lies.
Where's my Mac?
Now other people are believing his lies. What always makes me funny about Napo is he puts out a thing every now and love and kindness and a picture of his face. Love and kindness. And then if you go into his replies on his tweet, it's all fuck you, fuck this, hope you die, you fucking oh, good love and kindness.
Yeah, that's how the left work, right?
I don't think he's left. I think he's just a fucking maniac. But he's great. Oh, that's the same thing. Oh, let's talk. Yeah. You know, this wine's actually got warm, but I didn't want to leave this in the fridge because there was that trade-off. I didn't want to come in the other room. I didn't want to have to walk down to the fridge.
Back and forth. Yeah, I didn't plan on drinking white wine, but Katie brought white and red wine, and now she's drinking vodka. So I'm going to polish the white wine.
The problem with me and red wine is I love it, and I went for a number of years of drinking it. But if I mix that with beer, it's fucking blackout time. And then who knows?
Yeah.
But I've gone back to white.
I've been making a real conscious effort lately to drink less beer. But my intake of wine and spirits has gone through the roof. So it's like,
yeah. We could talk about this again later. But when I was down there, the first night together, we smashed a lot of beers and the whole thing of vodka. Right. The next night, remember when I hurt my ankle and I was kind of fucked? I was a pussy. I could drink like 3/4 of a can of beer. You had what looked like an entire bottle of vodka again, unless Keely had a couple.
She had a couple, yeah.
The second day, it was empty on the Sunday. And then as I was leaving on the Sunday, you were like, I might get her to bring another litre home. Did she, is the question. Did she bring one home?
She did, and it was bad on the Monday.
Cutting down on beer because some belly fat. How many calories do you think are in 2.5 litres of vodka? A lot.
Yeah, but it feels like you're doing the right thing. You don't feel so bloated. It's like, you know what I mean? Is it like when I go heavy on the beer, I'm bloated and I'm like, I can't move much. But when I'm not doing the vodka, I don't feel so bloated. So I feel like I'm doing my body a justice, even though I'm not. But like since cutting down, my stomach's like not so like being bloated anymore. It's gone right down, which is good.
Whatever's working for your metabolism, but yeah, I mean, look, I could rather just talk about that right now, but let's do it after. Let's talk Donald Trump. Obviously, people, have their opinions. Yeah. I just think he's a funny guy. I think he's a funny man. I think he's funnier than 99% of comedians on Netflix. And that's it. Obviously probably shouldn't be president. He's old and is a maniac in many ways. Even though I'm like,
he is a maniac. Yeah.
There's about 10% of me though that's he's a character, isn't he? That's what it is. It's like, he's a character. And then obviously we've got the stuff with Biden looking like your nan in the dementia home. I know there's people trying to defend him, but come on now. If you're doing things like this, calling himself the first black president, mixing names up, and it is important if you're a president. You can't be mixing names up. You can't be calling Zelensky Putin.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And that's the least of it. Also, when you walk away from the podium, you're like, you can't move your arms. And then in the debate, he doesn't. I don't think he knows who he is. I don't think what his name is. I don't think he knows he's president. I think he's honestly that far gone. And when Starmer went over there and he went, "Come on, England," and he went, he did this weird old face. Did you see that one?
Yeah,
It was like he shit himself and it was like, England. It's like, what are you doing? You're mad.
Yeah.
And then, of course, but I think he's going to get kicked out of the thing anyway. He's not going to be running for president. That's what I believe. In the next 2 days.
It's looking like he's old. I mean,
listen, again, this is America. Whatever, it's all crazy anyway. Trump was probably going to win anyway because of that stuff. But something happened last weekend, and I just got on Google. So my phone, when you open Google on my phone, I'm sure it does it for everyone now. If you open a tab, it automatically feeds you a load of news stories, right? And that's one of the only places I get news because I don't watch it. And it popped up, and I saw Trump's face with blood and the word assassination or whatever. And I just went to somewhere else, porn or whatever. And then I went, hang on a minute. I went back, reopened it.
Exactly what I did. What? Exactly what I did.
It was like 1 a.m. I was in bed because it was like 7 hours before whatever it was. I was like, what?
Yeah, it's funny you should mention that because that's exactly what happened to me. I remember what. Yeah,
go on.
No, I was just gonna say I literally did the same thing where I went, attempted assassination. I was going through my phone and I did the same thing. I went, hang on, back scroll, what? And then it was fucking Trump attempted assassination.
I was like, oh shit, bro. And then I read a paragraph and I was like, okay, Twitter video. Because people hate Twitter or X, whatever. But let me tell you, it's always been the best source for news before the news have it, right? And I was like, video. Oh shit. And there's blood. What? And then you see, okay, he's up. And then you find the whole video, and he's like, the first time I saw the whole video, he's down. The Secret Service are on him. Then he's like, what's going on? And then they're bringing him up. We gotta go, sir. We gotta go. And he's like, where are my shoes? I want my shoes. I want my shoes. Back on. And then one of them's going, let's get his shoe. It's chaos. And then he's like, five. I was like, oh, wow, that's kind of cool. And then immediately underneath, I scrolled underneath the picture, which I'm sure everyone has seen by now. I mean,
the picture.
I mean, it's one of the. So there's a lot to go through, but obviously I don't want to talk about that long. But I know some people think I'm a Trump fan. Even Jamie's wife accused me of that, but I'm not really. I'm just like going, this is all a bit mad. This.
But while you bring the picture up, it's like going back onto the thing of scrolling past and thinking it was a dream or whatever. Shortly after the assassination attempt, the Tenacious D thing in Australia, where Carl Gass said on stage for a birthday wish, "Don't miss Trump next time."
Yeah.
And shortly after, they cancelled their world tour. Tenacious D did, and I
went to bed. Indeed, yeah.
I woke up thinking, what a fucking wild dream that was. But I generally thought it was a fucking dream. And then I went online, and it was Tenacious D cancelled world tour.
So I forgot I made this. We'll get onto that as well. I forgot I made this transparent for this thumbnail, so we can bring it up over us. But I wasn't just going to put our faces on these people. What's going on? Oh, I wish if I still had party shades and we pretend we're in the Secret Service as well.
Yeah, we're in the Secret Service.
Fuck
you, asshole!
I mean,
fuck you!
What a picture! What a picture! And not only this, but the one with the flag above him, because the photographer takes it from down there, right? So the flag's above him, fight, and all this. Jesus Christ, that is up there with the Vietnam pullout, the Iwo Jima picture, the 9/11 picture with the fireman, and
it's
that.
Crazy, yeah.
It's one of the top few pictures in American history and global history. I think it's amazing.
That's definitely going to be.
Yeah, I was going to say that's unfortunate for the election because that's a winner. Not the fact that he was shot at, but that picture. And I'm not talking about me or you or whatever, who anyone else voted. I don't care about it. But the general people, right? The people who put people in power aren't the fans of that party. It's not like the fans of Democrats or the MAGA cultists or whatever. They're not the people that put the president in. It's people who are on pills and drunk in Ohio, not giving a shit. Women normally just going, And on November the 5th, they're like, who do we vote for then? And then and they look around and they look at clips and they're like, and they're like, the guy is like, I'm a black guy. Or the guy going, fine, motherfucker, USA. They're going to go, that one. That's what put him in, most likely. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, but in comparison to that photo, and shortly after the assassination attempt, Biden comes out and said it's unprecedented in America for a elected official to be like. He's like, hold on.
I wanted to bring that up. He's like, when he stopped talking about Jello or peanut butter, jelly, bunny, bolo. America, this isn't what happens in America. It's like, sir, you've been in politics since the 1950s, sir. Listen, from an outsider perspective, all America is shooting each other when you don't like them. Whether it's people in inner cities, gangs, going into a school and lighting up all the kids and what. Some of them might deserve it. I don't know. They might have been bad kids.
Probably would.
Probably some of them bullet. Yeah. And that's related to the shooter in a minute. But yeah, that's all the rest of the world sees America as soon as you don't like someone politically, you try and kill them, whether it's the CIA or some nerd.
Yeah.
Some bullied nerd. Yes, it is America, President Biden.
It happens. It's happened in history between the fucking the Kennedys and fucking Reagan. It's assassination attempts. General Ford or whatever the fuck his name. Henry was Ford. Whatever the fuck.
There's a couple of different things. Also, the attempts and then the successful ones. Then there's a great podcast with Louis C.K. and Shane Gillis, by the way, where they discuss the presidents for like 4 hours. It's amazing.
Oh, is that
Matt and Shane's secret podcast? No, it's the Matt and Shane's secret podcast. It's amazing. I'll send you the link. It's Long Boys. So there's other things. First of all, then there's the events, right? And which what led to think, oh, maybe it's cover up from the mentals. You've got a very short woman, and the Secret Service were pretty quick getting on him. Actually, they were just buying. They were pretty quick, but you've got a really short woman up to here where we can get ahead of her and go like, and that's a bad job, isn't it? If you're trying to protect someone, no matter what he said, you're like, you can't put your head up though, because they knew that they had killed the kid, but they didn't know there could have been 3 of them, right? Or a couple of Allahu Akbars in the audience. Whatever, but they let him do that. And then you start to get the rest of the news and you look at the layout and you get that there's like a roof 150 meters away to his right. I know that's where the kid was. Huh? How are you letting?
Yeah. But there's footage
how are you
now.
letting anyone
there's
get onto a roof with a clear shot to a stage of a presidential nominee?
Yeah, but there's footage, isn't there, now of people filming him on the roof, going to there's a guy on the roof. Don't know what he's doing. There's a guy on the roof, and it's just
Napo just killed a man. He put a gun against his head. He rubbed his helmet. Now it's red. That Italian. Ooh, big thick fucking sausage. And sometimes after I sucked it, I wish I'd never been born at all. Mad Napo. I lick the balls of a very, very mob man. Gabagool, gabagool. You're a fucking mob man. Spending his life with a monstrosity.
Yeah. You got a face like a walrus with his tash.
So you got a bad situation where you let some kid get up there or whatever. That's just mental, which then will lead to people going, it's an inside job, man. Don't think it's probably just massive incompetence, right? And you find out the local police are probably responsible for it, and they were like, we'll kind of go up there. What happened? This is what happened. The local police were responsible for that roof, and someone went, I'm a bit hungry, or I need a piss, and I'm gonna go inside and have a piss and eat a donut. That's exactly what happened.
I've had dairy last night. I shouldn't eat dairy. I need shit.
Just in the same way with Biden saying, this isn't America. Yes, it is America. That's exactly what happened. You're all about political assassinations, you fucking moron. And secondly, cops eat donuts in America. And there was a local cop from Butler or whatever that went in to eat a donut and have a piss. And then apparently a cop did go up there after everyone said, because the blind guy on BBC, the blind journalist, got one of the great videos with the ginger guy. He's like, so what happened?
Oh, yeah.
Like, sorry, I'm on the roof, man.
Man,
all the other videos are coming out and going, yeah, he's on the roof. He's got a gun. Yeah. So they'd seen him for like 3 minutes. And apparently the snipers had already seen him too. And they were looking at him. But maybe they couldn't see the gun because the roof did slope a little bit.
Yeah.
He's not pointing it. Maybe he's got it by his side or whatever. So you can't just shoot someone in the face. If it was a black guy, they would have shot him in the face. Let's be honest. If it was a black guy who popped his head above a parapet on a roof, they would have gone pop.
Or like behind Trump when it happened, it was some people they did literally behind Trump going like, "What's going on? What's happening here?"
Or imagine if it is like an Arab kid that just wanted to have a look at the ceremony. He's like, I kind of want to have a look what's going on in this country.
Yeah.
Imagine a Middle Eastern man popped his head up above that. He would have been shot in like half a second.
His eye would have been
looking at this kid, this fucking. I mean, let's get the
weird looking dude. Wasn't this guy a Republican voter apparently though, or was that just like a narrative?
No, I mean that was an instant because we'll talk about left wing copium after this. Oh, I can't bring it up here. Hang on, let me because I've got a friend who's very much like obviously like very liberal, but also he's English, but he's like, yeah, Republican voter. Okay, let's just that's the whole story behind that. Let's fuck me. Yeah, I think if I share this infinitely and I share this one. Okay, yeah, that's going to piss me off. I've done that in a bit of a weird way. You can see that when I go back, right? Let me try and fix this because I'm being a fucking moron here. I'm so used to using OBS now.
Oh, we're on the red wine.
Red wine, baby.
Oh, Carl, while you're waiting to bring that up, our son has watched Reservoir Dogs like 3 or 4 times since you left.
Oh, we're gonna have to have a conversation when he comes down. When we come down,
and he's also burning the soundtrack as well. He's rinsing the soundtrack.
Oh, he's grown up. Good boy. Okay, it's Chrome's lost permission. Do you know what? There's a massive. That's one of the reasons why I stripped the Streamlabs when I got my Mac, but then I've stripped the OBS now because it's harder to set up, but it's so much more control. So I'm going to start, but we can only stream to one thing at a time. So I'm going to try and. Okay, so this is.
Give some advice to Carl, please. Oh,
no,
there he is.
Streamlabs as well. It's fine. Right now, that if you're going to design like a school shooter, you're like, yep, this one, this is what it looks like, right? It looks like that. Yeah. Hair lip, almost a hair lip, and then surprise, surprise, bullied at school, loner, all the rest of it. And for some reason, the parents go, "Do you know what we should do to our son that's getting?" But imagine if Halen was like a loner and was getting bullied everywhere, right? And you lived in America. Let's just pretend all that. Would you go? What he needs to do is learn to fire an assault rifle.
No.
I'll buy one and let's send him down the range to learn how to shoot one really well.
Yeah. So at
school he's bad, but he's practiced for 4 years.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
loner, my kids, because you never know, right? I might have kids one day and it's like, you never know. You go, oh, he's a bit of a weirdo. Are we going to give him knives and guns?
Yeah.
Or do you like, hey, do you like sports? Do you like ballet? Whatever.
Yeah. You're not having puberty blockers, but I will allow you to take a knife and a gun.
We now allow our son to fire an AR-15. He borrows his dad's gun. Now we find all this out later. He borrowed his dad's gun to go on the range, but goes missing. And eventually the parents report him to the police, like, hey, our son's gone missing with an assault rifle. We're worried. And then you come back to the ground, right? All the people. So the snipers on the roof that we see behind him are the ones that actually, one of those shoots him. I don't know which one. They've got all earpieces in. They're talking to their command and control, which was next to the building the guy was on. Local police, you got Homeland Security, FBI, you got loads of different agencies there all talking to each other. So one of the reasons it takes so long, they think, is because the police kind of the locals told the police went, we can't really see him. A cop eventually climbs up that ladder and looks on the roof. The kid turns around with his assault rifle, points it at the cop and goes, "I'll fucking kill you." So the cop jumps down, right? He's like, fuck that. He's got like a military weapon. And then turns around and starts popping off the shots because he knows time's limited. But then that's got to get communicated. The cop's got to get down, radio someone else, radio the Secret Service, radio the snipers. That's why then that takes so long. And as soon as the shots go, then they pop one off, but it takes them like 8 shots to pop one back, and they kill him with one bullet. I saw a picture of his face covered in blood with a bullet in it within like a couple of hours. Twitter's pretty good for that. It's like that must have come from a cop that's taken the picture on the roof and uploaded it to the internet.
Yeah,
it's graphic. It's just his face that's from above. It's like not like these blurry ones we can see. So we saw immediately, and they thought it was someone else and all the rest of it. And then obviously you got the inside job lot. But then what you've got is left-wing QAnon conspiracy theorists immediately start going, it's staged, it's fake assassination attempt. And this was going on well into the night. What do you mean fake? And then you find out someone got shot, someone died in the audience, and someone else got shot. And whether or not it was a piece of teleprompter or bullet that is, who gives a fuck? You've had a, and whatever you think about him doesn't matter. You've had a political candidate, the former president, and probably the next president shot at. No one should be happy about it. You can go, you can admit each other, go, wouldn't it be great if you get shot? Not really. What do you think would have happened if it had taken his brains out? What do you think would have happened? Psycho, drunk people with other assault rifles would have started fucking shooting everywhere.
It would have been civil war, big time. It would have kicked fucking right off. It would have been
civil war. It would be a lot of unrest with guns, and it's not good. That's not good.
No, you can't have it. I mean, you can say things, and you can think, I wish.
If you're going to call someone Hitler or Mussolini for 8 years, and then talk about bullseyes and this person must be stopped and threat to democracy and all that, you can't then do that and then go, but I wish him, I'm going to phone him later and I hope he gets better. This can't happen in this country. That's weird. Like, if he's Hitler, you wouldn't wish him well.
Yeah, but that brings me on to a point, which is if you call someone like Trump the new Hitler, and you keep calling other people Hitler.
I can't remember. I'm not that old, Napo.
Yeah.
What was the reaction after Oswald?
Well, but yeah, point being is, if you keep calling people like Trump the new Hitler, what do you do when the new Hitler comes, the new Nazis come? What do you call them? Because by that point,
the point is you never know. It's like a frog being bald.
You've completely diluted the whole narrative of what a Nazi is. So when the real Nazis do come, what the fuck? No one's going to listen to you.
Yeah, I mean, the real Nazi would most likely be probably like a later addition from probably the right? Maybe the VP, the new VP or whatever.
Yeah. So
someone who's like just fucking in it, because Trump doesn't have any beliefs or ideals. He's like kind of liberal most of the time. But now I'm going to run. Now I'm going to run for the right wing party. I have to pretend to be really nothing. There's no personality. All he thinks about is Matt Napo. All Trump thinks about is Matt Napo. He's like, do you know what? I need to be president, so Matt Napo gets upset. That's what he
wants to do. But yeah, what was the reaction? After Oswald,
Italian American. All Italian
American. After Oswald, there wasn't much reaction, as in other than hatred for Oswald. People just, from what I know, people just were like, JFK's dead. It's Oswald.
I don't know. Only from the. I wasn't around then. I think Matt Napo was behind the grassy knoll.
He was the grassy knoll with his mustache. His mustache was the grassy knoll. That's what it was. Yeah.
And yeah. All those things. The VP was like, never Trump. It's like, well, you are for money, which shows politics doesn't mean anything, right? If a massive Democrat couldn't get a job, they might join the Republican Party, and AOC would be like, let's get on this Bible shit if she couldn't get a job on the other side, right? It's all meaningless. Over here, we've got right-wing people switching to the left and left switching to the right if they can keep on getting a job and a salary. There's no ideals if you're in a position of power. They're all assholes. But yeah, no, and by the way, I will tell you, I'm not a fan of Trump. I'm not a fan of him. I don't think he should be president. I don't think it's a good thing for the world. I think he's an idiot.
I think the guy is a complete piece of shit.
But I think he's a character. There's like a small part of my brain that's like, and I don't know what that is. Maybe it's my true soul or whatever. But anyway, aside from all of it, it was what a mental week for you guys. And do you see how crazy America is? Hillary and the left saying Trump stole the election, and then Trump saying the other way. I can't share a screen right now, but in the UK, we just had an election as well. And I follow more than I let on, and I don't care because I don't think it matters.
Yeah, because you always judge me in the past for like being like, why are you watching this political shit for? Like,
no, I actually hoover up a lot of political shit. I just don't have I don't put too much importance of it because I've seen so many left and right-wing governments and all the new hope and all that, and it always ends the same way.
It does always end the same. They're always going to come. They're going to go the left and the right, and the state of the country is going to be in a worse state when the new government comes in. But
the interesting point for America, I don't know if you saw this, Napo. I don't think we're going to see it actually. There's like the King's speech or whatever the other day, and the right wing prime minister is gone. The left wing's in now, right? It's a big change, big majority. They're kind of friends though. They obviously hate each other over the thing, but actually socially they're kind of friends. And we saw it the other day where they walk up to the thing and they're chatting for like 5 minutes. And the guy who's been kicked out of our White House right down the street is going, how are you finding it? And it's like, yeah, it's a bit weird. And they're chatting for like 10, 15 minutes. So when he got booted out, he gave a speech saying, do you know what? I'm out. The new prime minister seems like a really decent guy. Support him. And no one expected that from that side either, did they? After all the craziness they've been doing,
that's the difference between us and America. It's no, it
seems like a really decent civil servant. And then when the new prime minister came in, he didn't criticize them either. He just said, "Do you know what? It must have been really hard for him as this and that." And obviously they're going to have the political party stuff for you, the 14 years, and you've done this, and now we're going to fix the country. But you can get on, right? In America, it just seems like you're the devil. You're the devil. I'm the devil. I'm gonna get a gun. You're the devil. Guns.
There's excuse me. There's a woman I work with. Her husband got a job in Parliament, House of Parliament. He's like a big maintenance guy. He does all the aircon, all sorts of shit. And she said, and one of his jobs also is to like sort the room out for the coronations and all that bollocks as well. And she said honestly, he said Keir Starmer for years has been one of the nicest politicians he's ever met. Like he will go around, regardless if you're suited and booted or wearing a janitor fucking outfit, he'll always stop, ask how people are doing. You know, he makes relationships with people. He talks to people. He communicates with people, regardless of what status they are. And that's fucking the now prime minister. Apparently, behind the scenes, he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, and it seems very different. There's a lot of working class people. There's Rayner's from up the road. She's from down the road, Withenshaw, and she's MP for Ashton-under-Lyne, which is up the road, which is a shithole, by the way. But she's a proper northern bird. And the landlady in my pub, who you might meet when you come up, she sounds just like her. She's like, fuck off. You know, she's just a mank bird, right? This is where it gets a bit different, though. Yeah. Once they're in power, it's what will happen? So you're now in a position of power. And now, by the way, you've got to be bombing people and killing people and all that, which you weren't in a position to do before.
Drone strikes and wedding parties.
And there's a big part of that left-wing party that's pro, like the Corbynites. They're like pro, like really like anti. Well, anti-Semites, the pro-Russia shit.
Well, they're not gone now, pretty much. No.
He's gone. They're not. So because they've got such a big majority. There's a massive amount of the party that are like that, and there's a lot of shall we say, Middle Eastern heritage MPs.
Yeah, but they have done their bit to sort of rid themselves of the Corbyn.
No. They're still like hugely like pro-Palestine, right? So so there's a lot of pressure on them now to stop sending bombs to Israel, which we'd never do. And we had that discussion. We're not going to get into that tonight.
Yeah, why would we?
And bad tonight. We had it with your family, Jamie, and your daughter's very well read. And she's like, I was like, I agree, Millie. They're murderers. Those Jews.
Yeah, I remember Carl and Millie ganged up on me. Well, like proper, like fucking. Like I was like, whoa, hang on. And then Carl grabbed
and I was
my
like,
phone.
listen, look into it, bro. Jamie was in the middle. I was this side. His daughter was the other side. And I was like, you need to look into it, bro. Like, let's have a beer. And Millie on the other side was like, Dad, they're fucking murderers, Israel. They're murderers. I was like, yeah, good old girl.
Yeah, so Carl and Millie, fucking literally fucking Carl one side, Millie the other side. Oh,
could I just say,
Carl grabbed my phone
at that point.
Yeah, and Carl grabbed my phone to put something on YouTube, and he was laughing. He went, "What's that? Israel-Palestine debate?" Popped on my phone, and he was like, "What the fuck?"
I was. I have to say that was on the Friday night, and I was fucking smashed by that point. Because I haven't drunk a lot of spirits, and we put a lot of that body away on that night, didn't we?
We
first night
caned quite a bit. Yeah,
it's a good chunk of it each, and then a lot of beers went away.
Yeah. Hence the reason why we didn't do a podcast on the second night, because in the second night we done another stroll.
We've done another hike, hungover, tired. I rolled my ankle, I hurt my back, and I was passing out in your place. And then
and we came in the shower room where I'm in now. You had a shower, and then we watched 2 films, didn't we? You, me, and Halen.
I had 3/4 of a beer, and you had about 100 vodkas, and I just didn't count. I was like, I only had a couple, and the next day I went into the kitchen with my bad foot because you slept till midday with your house guest, by the way. But I just laid in the garden with Hank annoying me because I couldn't put my leg up. Halen got me an ice pack.
That's right, yeah.
And then I was like, and then as I was on my way out in the kitchen, I was like, that was a new bottle of vodka last night. I didn't have any.
Yeah.
Who's had that? Even if Keely's had a couple, he's had about 100 vodkas last. Because I kept remember you leaving, going, "Do you want a body? Do you want a body?" And I was like, "Now I'm a pussy." And we watched what was the movie called?
We watched 2 of them. We watched Stand By Me.
Stand By Me, the first one.
We watched the Zach Galifianakis film.
Galifianakis. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
All right, we'll think of it.
I'm going to Google it now. Yeah,
I don't like comedy movies because they're so often shite. But do you know what? That was really fucking funny. Kristen Wiig.
It was a true story as well, wasn't it? True story. But
yeah, I laid on the sofa when you were sleeping the next day, reading about the true story. Obviously, they exaggerated some stuff, but quite a lot of it's true. Like it's like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, but what was the weird thing is because when we was watching it, one point you went, hang the fuck on a sec. You grabbed your phone, you went, a friend of yours messaged you, said, "Have you seen this film?" You went, "No."
The Friday night we were dancing in your kitchen as normal, and it was actually the woman that I'm going to be working with in Cardiff, but she WhatsApped me and goes, "Have you seen this film?" She sent me a picture, and I said, I was drunk, and I went, "No, but wait for me to watch it next time I'm down. We'll watch it like before we get on the piss."
Masterminds.
Amazing. And then so you put it on, but so when it got to the thing with her on the swings and all that, I was like,
"Yeah, you were hang the fuck on."
That's what she sent me. So I took a picture, sent it to her, and I was like,
"Yeah,
yeah,
that was a great fucking film." Oh yeah, because we was like, "Oh, we won't watch it," and then Halen was like, "Oh, a YouTube podcast." He was like, "No, we're going to watch films." And Halen came in the room where I am now. We watched Stand By Me, Masterminds, and just some shit on YouTube after. Just chilled the fuck out, didn't we?
Napo, are you gigging today? If you're still there, you can jump on if you like. I know you normally got a gig on a Saturday afternoon, probably to Joe Biden or Tim Dillon's mum's dead now. She can't be playing to her. I don't know, man.
Bring your mustache on, just your mustache. Not you, just your mustache. Your mustache.
And that doesn't mean you do a tucker and tuck your dick round in your ass cheeks and just show us your pubes. That's not what I mean.
See that.
Not again. Not again, Grandad.
If you think Napo did that and he'd done his balls and dick between his legs and like the camera had that angle, they would look like Napo anyway with a big fucking. I bet his pubes are shaped like a mustache.
To drunkenly wrap up the drug thing, crazy week, Trump thing, crazy week. No one should. I know we can all make jokes and go, "Yeah, I hope he's dead" and all that. It wouldn't have been good if he'd have died. Iran probably had a plot to kill him in the last few weeks, apparently. Imagine if Iran had killed Trump. Guess what would happen?
Yeah.
The US would be going to war right now. War. That's what would be happening.
Yeah.
There'll be bombs dropping in fucking Tehran tonight.
Yeah.
So it isn't good. Let's not kill our political opponents, no matter how much we don't like them or do like them. It's not good. It's not good. That's why I don't think even paedophiles should be killed. Because if you get into a society where you're killing people for a crime, one, you might get it wrong. Two, then you just become a fucking savage. You know, put them in prison.
Well, that's what I've been saying to people. People are like, "Oh, yeah, I'm glad he got someone tried to pop him off." It's like, well, yeah, but do you want that really? Because if you make one.
I make jokes about, it'd be funny if there was a 9/11 on our parliament and a plane flown into it, and it would be kind of cool to see.
You don't want it, like, dude. No one wants it.
But you don't really want it because all that means is war, and it's like, fuck's sake, dude. We've got this again. now we've got to spend billions on a war again. Yeah. We spend it anyway on wars when we're not at war.
Proxy
we don't actually want to be sending fucking planes and tanks everywhere for 20 years.
Yeah, we don't want it. We don't need it. It's fucking crazy. You shouldn't, like,
actually
celebrate.
Actually, if you don't like them a lot, not a lot. If you don't like them a lot, can't do it. If you don't like them a lot, kill them.
Yeah, a lot is different to a lot. It's
what is Optimus Prime saying? It's like, Autobots, roll out. That's what you should do. America, next time you don't like a politician a lot, but if you don't like them a lot, Autobots, roll out. Oh. That's what a good Optimus Prime impression there. So
Yep.
Oh, that's what I shouldn't have done. I just need to edit something else.
Pardon me, kids. I apologize. In the microphone.
Don't worry. Don't be a queer. It's okay to be a queer. But don't worry.
I love watching the Matrix, the binary Matrix background, because in a couple of years' time it'll be in Arabic. Make of that what you will, kids. Yeah.
Trump's vice president called us the first Islamic country with nuclear weapons.
What's his name? JD.
He's not far off.
Yeah.
Jamie's entire country and town voted for Brexit. I mean,
I didn't. The
one person in Caerphilly.
I'm probably the one person I spoke to in my local town who didn't vote fucking Brexit.
When you looked at the map, it was Cardiff, and then there was one little town up from you somewhere that didn't.
Yeah.
Everywhere did.
Yeah, let's what was it? Like, oh, why did you vote Remain? Because I don't want to be responsible for voting on the only country in the world to invoke economic sanctions.
Do you know I wanted to remain? I wanted to remain because I know I'm apolitical at the time, but really at the time I wanted to remain. Here's why. I had lots of friends from all over the world, especially Europe, and some of them were really hot girls. And I was like, I don't want them to have to leave.
That's a good.
And I remember the next day texting one going, I'm so sorry about this vote. But I wasn't sorry. I just thought she's really beautiful and I want to talk to her.
Did you vote?
I can't actually say where she's from. she was from a place not far from where Jay Slater was found. Maybe
did you vote though for the Brexit campaign?
I will never discuss whether or not I voted.
Well, I did, and I voted Remain because fuck it. We got a good. Why vote for a bad thing?
I'm not really a voter because of reasons, but also most of the time, especially now. Well, I don't know. Maybe like Reform could win here in the future, but it's a Labour stronghold here.
For 5 years, and Reform, if they keep doing what they're doing, and I think they
came second in 90 seats plus, I think.
Yeah, but this is the thing. So how come? So in regards to the percentage split and vote is weird because if you look at like Labour's landslide majority, it is what it is. That's fine
because it's first past the post. So each. So in England, JV's taking everyone here. It's each constituency, which is like I guess a county for you, something like that. There's some district, right?
Yeah,
it's a few towns. Each one of those has one MP, and many parties compete for it. And there are some that will always be always. That's changing now. Left or right, blue, red, and the blue red is opposite here. So blue is right, red is left. Yellow was Lib Dems. They were nowhere, but they've come back. The Greens, whatever, but they're coming in. And Reform are kind of like an ultra right wing party. I guess probably our Robert Kennedy's party, maybe RFK, like ultra right.
Is that RFK ultra right though? Is he?
They had a I don't know. They had a thing a few years ago about Brexit, which was it was actually their momentum that took us out of Europe, even though they had no MPs.
Yeah,
it was Farage and the thing and all the rest of it. He's now come back and actually won a seat, and they have now 4 MPs, but they've got 4 million votes. And only 60% of people voted. So I think they've got something like 20% of the vote share, 4 seats. Another party has got 20-something percent. They got 60 seats in our parliament, right? That's 60 people that are in there, like a congressman or a senator. I'm not sure what it's congressman, probably, right? So it's disproportionate. Now, what happened last time when Corbyn lost? All the Labour voters were like, let's get proportional representation because that would have meant we would have won. The popular vote would have won, right? But we didn't because of the way the system works. This time, if you would have had proportional representation, Reform would have got, they would have got 8% of the seats or something out of like 600, something like that. So they would have got, and that's a rough guess. They would have got like 90, 100 seats. So the problem is though, when the proper Labour were on about that, well, we need this, we need that. I said, yeah, you want it whilst your party could benefit from it. Like you wouldn't want it if a party that's completely opposite you would benefit from it, right? You want them to change the voting system for that, but this is what's going to happen. There's been a super majority, but it's a fragile majority, right? I'm an expert. All those seats that Labour got, they're all quite fragile, which means in the next 5 years, if a lot of those things don't happen, they'll lose some of those seats. And they'll lose some of them to Tories. People will start going back to them. They'll lose some to Reform. They'll probably lose quite a few to Lib Dems. And maybe
that's the
Reform
local elections. Yes, they do. We do local.
No, even in the next, the local, but even in the next general.
Yeah.
It's
inevitable.
That in the next general, Labour's majority is going to be cut down.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
Reform will get some
back. But that's inevitable. That will happen without question. But I think when it comes to the next general election, providing, but this is based on Nigel Farage not going over to the Conservatives. If he sticks with Reform,
but that will make them stronger though. So they'll still take some of their.
Yeah, but the point being is, if Farage goes to the Conservatives will get a bigger majority anyway, and if he says Reform, they'll get lesser seats, but they'll still get more seats than they would have now. But it's
complicated, but yeah, and I can't remember how it works in America, but France is even crazier. But I do follow a lot of politics. Here's what I don't like. I used to follow it years ago, and no, I've never voted. I used to follow it 20 years ago a lot. Then I didn't care. I didn't care for 10 years. I only found out who the Prime Minister was here at the last election 3 weeks. No, I knew they'd won. No, I did know they won. There was one time where I didn't know who was Prime Minister for 3 weeks. I was like, I missed it all. I went away. I didn't look at any news, and I came back and went, oh, he's okay. That one. Boris or someone, right?
Boris.
That's what it is. It's kind of apathy, and I know I have many friends go, "You can't be apathetic. That's why we are." It's like no, I know that I don't think that's why we are. And now where I live, it's a Labour stronghold, so it's definitely not. It doesn't matter. I could vote for my arsehole, and Labour are going to win for now. But Reform are doing well in the satellite things.
Yeah.
I've never been inspired to vote for anyone, and I don't want to do a protest vote. I don't want to vote for someone out. I don't want to vote for someone anyone just to get this government out. That feels. I want to vote for someone I believe in, and I don't believe in anyone. That's what it is. But I follow it a lot more than I say. And in the last 6 months, I've followed it a lot. There's some really good podcasts out there now, by the way.
Yeah, it's quite
even like with Alistair Campbell, I used to fucking hate. He's got a good podcast now, and
with Alistair Campbell, with Robbie Stewart, Robbie Stewart,
and there's one with Emily Maitlis on Sopel and stuff. News agency,
Emily Maitlis is great.
She's
now awesome. Yeah,
hey, Jamie, take care, man.
Yeah, Meatless is class, but
Woo!
Rory Stewart,
Sorry, baby.
he's a proper conservative, and I like Rory Stewart. He's great. He's really
Talks
good.
a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's
Quite
brilliant.
moderate. Well, we're in politics though now. This is politics talk. But I think he's quite a moderate guy. He's like, he's obviously that way leaning. But
Rory Stewart, after before Boris Theresa May, the only reason why he put his hat in the ring to run for Prime Minister was because he said he was scared of what would happen if Boris Johnson got into power, and he was
he's outspoken against him and everything after. But what he said was quite interesting recently. He said when he was an MP, right, he was like in charge of some department or whatever. Because the MPs, right? Then you've got a civil service, right?
Yeah.
But what he was saying was when you ask for something to happen as the boss, sometimes it doesn't happen, and the people below you fuck you over, and you get done for it essentially, which I found really interesting. It's April Reed. What I need is the guitar and the shades, and then we could actually get that song done for you. I can't remember the rest of the song, but it probably would involve ginger, vagina, and Formula One and art, because those are 4 things I know about you. So I'm not putting those in any order. I'm not suggesting anything. I'm not in any way saying anything that could be bad. I'm just saying ginger, vagina, Formula One art. It could be Formula One ginger art vagina. It could be art Formula One art vagina ginger speed.
Yeah, I would say change vagina to minge. It goes better then.
It could be oil painting. Do you mean greasy minge? It could be look at Lewis Hamilton go away from his wife's vagina, which probably led to his divorce. I don't know. Very fast. Yeah. I'm not sure, but any more words? Oh no, I haven't seen it either. I'm well out of the F1. No, I'm no spoilers. I'm well out of the F1. I doubt Lewis Hamilton will ever win a race again. I mean, he won at Silverstone, right? But yeah, no spoilers. I'm well out the loop, and I'm gutted to be out the loop. Actually, I love F1, as you know, but I've got. Now I think I've got, and I'll never go to a doctor, obviously, but I think I've got some form of ADHD, and I have so many things going on and so many things I'm doing in my life all the time, and I talk to myself 24. This just happens to be on the internet. This is what I do from the minute I wake up, probably when I'm sleeping until I go to sleep at night, unless I'm with other people, and then I just have to like whisper. I just talk to myself 24 hours. I've no idea what's going on. But when I go to the toilet, if I'm at someone's house, when I went to Jamie's toilet, I'm probably in the bathroom running the tap going, they're my family now. Whatever. I just whisper and make it smaller. But I have to speak out loud a lot. Oh,
it's good for you to externally. I just get voices in my head. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, no, those two. But I think that's why I external it. That's why I externalize it, because if I didn't speak out loud, I think the voices in my head would just make me jump out the window.
Yeah, well, my voices don't make me do that. Oh, hell. Yeah, my voices don't make me want to commit suicide. They just internally battling with myself. Like, hey.
Can't believe my prick. What have I done? I don't remember why I started that, but I'm just like, yeah, there's something up with me. But April is a very valued member of the world. She's a very incredible artist, amazing artist. And there's something I can do. Actually, yeah, because I'm on YouTube, I'm on different stuff. I can't remember
April O'Neil.
Maybe it's art. If this doesn't work, sometimes it turns itself off as well. Oh yeah, no, it won't work. I had an argument with Streamlabs because I ordered some Brett Brock merch, and it cost me they put so much delivery on it. It cost me 40 quid or whatever. And then it didn't get delivered because it's difficult to deliver to my apartment. So they go, we can re-deliver. Oh yeah, no, that's wrong. We can re-deliver, but you'll have to give us an extra $12. So I just emailed back, nah. right? But what that means is I lose my entire order, and they don't even refund you. They donate your stuff. That's what a criminal organization it is. And I was like, oh, I'll probably get drunk and just pay the extra anyway. I'm just trying to spell my own fucking name here. Yeah, I don't know.
C-U-N-T. Cunt.
Ah, motherfucker. Yeah, I think that's. I don't even know what I was doing this. I just had a thing. It doesn't matter anyway. No one cares. But
you totally stuff. Be one me your handful.
No, Jamie, you're absolutely fine. If that's my save password, then use that one. Okay, this isn't going to work. Anyway, there used to be a thing, but I think it says use Ginger and does that. I'll sort it out later. So I just emailed some fucking Van Jeb Saneep, who I'm sure is from working in Somerset somewhere, not Goa. You need to give us an extra $12 to get a redelivery. I was like, I just emailed back, nah. That was my response. NAH, nah. And do you know what this motherfucker did? Do you know what this motherfucker did to me? They emailed back is, well, haha, we'll just donate your stuff if you don't. You want to change your mind? Here's the link. And I was like, I'm probably going to get drunk and change my mind because I want the Brett Brock merch. I wanted it. This was to get a redelivery. What company does this in 2024? It should be a free redelivery.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Should be like Amazon Prime, baby.
Well, no, they're not going to get $11. Do you know what they're going to get? They're going to get an extra $40 because I'm going to fucking order it again. Unless I make it to Nashville in the autumn and I get Brett to order it for himself with his own discount and I give him the cash. Maybe I should do that because fuck. And that's why I switched to OBS for stuff that I record because fuck Streamlabs. I'll kill you. I'll kill your CEO.
Before you rape him up the ass.
This is how unimportant I am. Once I did a Twitch stream that just said the Twitch stream title was I'm going to kill the CEO of Twitch. And then I did a Twitch stream. But I think it was just me drunk making a curry. And it was the time when that soldier set himself on fire outside the Israeli embassy. So I just talked about that. I was like, you fucking loser. But the title was I'm gonna kill the CEO of Twitch. You would think that'd get flagged. Probably did. And then he went, oh, he's just an alcoholic, it's fine.
Yeah. Motherfuckers.
After this, I'm excited to get started on some beers.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab a beer in a bit as well, yeah. Fucking yeah.
That's going to be fine. I did have some other. Obviously, we did have topics, but I did have some other stuff to talk about, but now I can't remember it. So, what's been going on, Jamie? What's been going on? Because twice I asked you, should we do a pod? And you went, not this week, next week, and twice, no news. Even though the second week, that second time, you could become not in the mood. That second time, I was like, I hope he doesn't get hold of me today because I don't really want to see one either. It's one of those days.
Yeah, no, I've been all right. I've been doing shit.
Instead of that first week when you were supposed to get back, were you sneaking around your wife's bedroom looking for ibuprofen cream and drinking it?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing. So, yeah, Carl's like digging for me to say something, but yeah, it's
You don't have to say anything. No, you don't have to say anything at all.
Fuck it, I will bollocks with it. So yeah, so I what I've been doing.
Can I stop you though? Can I stop you? If you're going to come out as gay, just don't have to talk to me again. Joke. Carry on.
Yeah, I identify as a humanoid
pixelated man.
Cyborg, gay serial killer thing.
That's funny. Good. Yeah. Serial killer's good.
No, yeah. I've so long I was speaking to Carl before we went live on the podcast, and I said, oh, I finally decided to seek help for my opioid addiction. Like, yeah, so long story short, I've like big addiction to painkillers. Bad. As Carl said, rightly so. Yeah, been snooping on my wife's fucking pain. My doctor's cut me off from painkillers.
Hang on a minute.
yeah, I've been like snooping around, seeing them painkillers from everyone left, right, and center, and I've decided to go fucking sober from painkillers, and yeah, so that's it. I've got to go through like no rehab as such, but I've got to do some kind of.
Well, I said no.
When I done the chat with the doctor or whatever the fuck they are, any alcohol abuse? No, I don't drink much whatsoever. Just the painkillers is the problem, baby.
These are baby steps, Jamie. Because at one point you're probably gonna have to go to the doctor and say, "This is how much I drink a week," and that's gonna be the tough one. Not that they need. Don't ever let them get you off booze or whatever. But
they'll never take my booze.
I've spoke to you before, and you said didn't drink much tonight. Bottle of wine, 4 beers. I'm like, well, it's like a lot of booze. Even for me, if I'm a massive historical alcoholic, tonight all I've got is a bottle of wine and 4 beers. Now I could run over the road and get 4 more. That's not the point.
Yeah.
The point is that is a lot, and it's the consistency of it, and it's like every day. I can't do it. And I mean it. I haven't drunk since last Sunday, and I drank that night and the Wednesday because England were playing, and I went to the local. And before I had a bottle of wine and 4 beers or 8 beers before I went over. But I am older than you, and it hit me hard a while ago. Actually, I was like, I can't, not just because of like I can't help mentally and all the rest of it, like stuff I was doing. So it's just like activities I was getting up to. It's like, well, this isn't good.
Yeah.
But then it's the physical stuff, which I'm trying to work on my weight and everything. I've still got the gut. But a lot of it is the mental stuff. Because then you realize over time, booze, even though I always say it with drinking, man, booze ain't good for your fucking mental health.
Of course not good for you.
You think it is. And here's why. Because you have a few and you get the buzz. And you're like, oh, I love being drunk. I fucking love it. And then the next day you're hungover. And then if it's another day, then it's like, if it's the second day sometimes and I haven't drunk 2 days later, that's when at night I'm sweating and fucking my mind's going. It's different for everyone. But booze is really bad. But the problem is, it's really good. I love it.
That's the problem.
There's nothing I love more than drinking, really. It's one of my favorite activities.
I love it. It's fucking great. But
I have got to a point where I know that I can't do it all the time because if I do, it's going to be, I've lost a lot of money, a lot of things, relationships, friends from drinking. And it's like, I look back now like, oh, and it's still light outside. It's dark here. Yeah, and it's like, I need to reduce it. So 2 weeks of a month, like I said before, 2 weeks of a month is nothing. I haven't drunk since last Sunday, but it's not consecutive. It's 14 days in a month is nothing. In the other 14 days, and it's mixed up, there's a couple of heavy ones and a couple of lighter ones. And then I can, obviously, get on a little roll. But I always feel the biggest piece of shit after that roll than I've ever felt ever. But then I understand how easy it is to roll into the next one. I get it. It's like, if I'm fucked, if my head's fucked the day after one, you know what makes me feel better? A little wind down of a few beers.
Yeah.
And then so I get it. And I've also drunk 8 days a week. Literally 8 days a week before. So I've drunk more than there are days. Yeah. You're functional with what you do, but it's like, I think with the spirits and stuff, I'm worried a little bit, you know?
Yeah, well, I've always been this way with booze. Like when I started drinking heavily, is like I don't wake up in the morning and think, oh, I want to drink. The last thing I want in the morning is a drink, but
Sorry, Jamie, to interrupt your actual sober confession for a while. I was just like, I had to get into those.
There was no sober confessions. It was just ranting off shit.
But you know, it's all our own lives, isn't it? And you're in your own head all the time. It's like, am I fucking up? But I'm not, you know, I can see it, but you only see from the outside, all right? So for me, there's plenty of things people could have said to me for years and still can. And I sit in my head at 6 a.m. sometimes or 2 a.m. or whatever, going, "What the fuck have you do? What are you doing? What are you doing?" Yeah. He's drinking like financially. What are you doing? Why can't you?
Money away, but yeah,
Why are you constantly earning more money, but it just seems to disappear? Where's where's the what? Why can't you go? I need to be more to this, and I'm working on it. There's lots of things going on, which I'll tell you off air. There's lots of things going on. I would be doing better in the next year, but I have to go. Well, don't spend it on bullshit then.
Yeah.
But it's hard because I like traveling, and that costs a lot of money, right?
Yeah,
So
but that's
what I
just
spend
living. That's just fucking doing what you should. I mean, you're single. You got no responsibilities as such. You just
if I spend that money traveling, if I didn't do that, I might be spending it on booze. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a healthy thing for me to do.
Yeah, get away and
large.
do a thing.
Yeah, I'll go and do what I want to do. And hiking as well. Hiking's actually cheap. The last day out cost me 20 quid, and it was only because I fucked up with the train tickets. Could have cost me 15. I brought food and stuff from Tesco to take and eat and that. But it was a whole day, 3.5 hours hiking out there, out back. I felt great. You're getting fit. You're walking. You feel good. You're eating. You don't really want to booze. I took 1 can of beer with me, and I had that on the last mile. I was like, shh. Let's have that on the last mile. That makes me feel good, but I can't do that every day. So yeah, no, I'm the same though, and I get into roles. And the thing is, probably drink out more than you do, but the pub is next door.
Yeah,
and I know the landlady. And if I don't want to spend a lot of money, guess what I do? A few beers in, pop round the city road after a few cans.
Hell yes.
Because I know her and all the staff. She lets me sit at the table, the head table. Then the staff come over, table service. They're like, "Do you want another one? We'll bring it over." With a card machine. You don't even have to get up, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, just swipe it down and away you go.
I only have to stumble like a minute to get back here.
Yeah. But
I'm there once a month.
Yeah, I very rarely, like now and again we'll go out, have a pint or two. I just want to get home. It's just
I want to get a beer. Well, you've got your family. You've got your beautiful family that when you die of kidney failure is mine. Let me get a beer.
Yeah, Carl's going to take over my family when I go. This is a mutual agreement we have. It's Carl's going to come in. He's going to inherit my mess, and Carl's going to like succeed, and he's going to be the overarching the hierarchy of the family, and he's going to put him in shape. It's fine. Yeah, it's good. He's in. It goes back to politics. Carl is going to inherit a mess, and Carl has the responsibility then of turning that mess into a positive, and hopefully the economy of the family will grow. That's the
at least you've done the raising, you know.
Yeah.
At least you fed them, made sure they can walk and ride a bike. Open a tin of beans. Although I'd retract that statement about your son. I don't know if he can open a tin of beans. But,
we've got a new can opener now, which is probably like childproof. It's fine. They can sort that out.
So when you've got a retarded child, you can have a The 2 things that Keely said to me when I was down, she goes, "The best purchase I've made was Hank, and the best decision I ever made was to have a son, so I've got a man in the house."
Yeah.
She said that. She said that to me.
I stand by that responsibility of her. Without Halen being in the house, there would be no official.
There would be no shelves up. There'd be no.
He's the John Fury of the man house. He's
I'm a fighting man. I'm a fucking fighting child. If you think I'm not a fighting fucking child,
I'm a proper man, me. A real man.
I'm a big man. I'm a big fucking crisp man. I eat all the crisps. I was eating cheese and onion when they were in yellow bags, not green. Oh, but cheese and onion in green.
Yeah. I'll kill any man, me. As long as they're under 5'2", and around the age of 14. Fighting man, me.
By fighting man, he means pikey. So,
Like, yeah. And I can't. You going, you?
Yeah.
Oh,
go on. I'll allow it. I'll allow the small exit to say goodbye to a member of my family. Goodbye. Have a nice evening.
saying goodbye to the peeps.
I know. I know I went a bit mad with that statement, but I think maybe Square Crisps had cheese and onion and green bags. Or they were yellow.
One of them was yellow. I remember one of them being yellow.
Salt and vinegar's green with the Walkers, right? But
yeah,
cheese. We're talking about crisps. I didn't even clarify, but the Lays are all. Maybe you've got Lays in Netherlands. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, crisps are one of the best things on holiday because you get to see all the differences, and they're all called Lays everywhere else. And in Brazil, you don't get like salt and vinegar, cheese and onion. They kind of do like balsamic vinegar crisps now, but Lays do like churrasco, which is barbecue, black bag. They do the rest are like sour cream or I don't know, different flavors.
Yeah.
Cheese and onion is the yellow bags. Okay, so cheese and onion here is blue bags, Walkers, which is Lay's in the UK. I think we're the only country that has Walkers because we colonized India with a small force, and you didn't.
Large
I think
force.
that's why we have. Yeah, no, but we only left like 30,000 troops and conquered like 500 million people. So it's like we just sit there and we managed it, create the caste system.
Yeah.
That's why we get blue cheese and crisps.
There we go. So it is.
Paprika here is more orange, and we don't get paprika Walkers very often, but paprika Pringles is orange, and there's paprika Walkers Max, which is kind of orange and black. Yeah, the crisps. I could talk about crisps for 10 hours. I love crisps, and I love all the variations and what's happened in history. How many salt and vinegar, Pringles salt and vinegar, McCoy salt and vinegar used to be my favorite, but I don't see McCoy's around much more. And guess what? McCoy's salt and vinegar fell off. They fell off as hard as Biden.
It did, yeah.
But, yeah, and then now, McCoy's salt and vinegar 20 years ago were like Biden in the 60s, and now they're like Biden now. They're like, whoa, I used to have some kind of flavor.
They did. Oh, I need pets badly.
It's okay. It's all right. Nobody's going to judge you for having a piss tonight because say goodbye to your family because of mine. I'm going to take your family. Yeah. Papa Suit. Old Napo, we love Matt Napo, really. I like to say things that are bad about him. God, it's got, when you catch us, I've got a mirror behind this monitor for some reason. When you catch that, my legs are splayed, right? I'm here, and I'm like, I've been going to the gym 4 days in a row. I'm aching, I feel good, but my gut is just sat there like a fucking. And in 1 hour, I should be on stage in Birmingham, by the way. I fucked up. I couldn't go. And I didn't even tell I told another comedian. And now I'm going to be, I think I'm likable enough to get away with it, but I just couldn't go. My day was a nightmare, which is why we're doing this. Potato chips, crisps, guys, it's madness. I know. But I love. Yeah, but I was supposed to. I pulled out 3 hours ago, and I should have pulled out 7 hours ago. And the guy's like an anti-vaxxer as well. He goes, "It's a fake virus, mate. It's in Birmingham. It's a fake virus. Come down with the bloody sniffles, mate, and you're gonna be all right, won't you?" Potato chips, yeah. But there's nothing I like more than like laying on a bed in South America, just going, "Give me your crit," and just like mashing them into my face in a bath or a shower. The best crisps I've ever eaten, and what they're currently my favorite though. Okay, right. This might be a dick about it. Because StreamYard's been. This is why I need to figure out OBS for next time. Let me see if I can share this. Yeah, let's try and share this, right? Yep. Okay, so these are Fandangos in Brazil. Now, many years ago when I first went to Brazil, they got like a cheese version. I don't know. Corn flavored. I love these so much. They're insane. But the third time I went there, they just started to hurt my mouth like I'd grown up. And I was kind of gutted. But now, my absolute favorite in Brazil are these Cheetos, the blue pack, Requeijão. So my
Cheetos.
favorite crisp. So these are my favorite crisps currently. They're only in Brazil. I can find them. Requeijão. Blue bag. It's cream cheese. It's not normal cheese. It's cream cheese Cheetos. I'm telling you, when you eat these fucking things, your life will change. They are the best fucking things I've ever eaten in my life. They're the best snack. They're so nice. They're just so good. So Requeijão, blue Cheetos, basically. If you're ever in Brazil, I can't. I'll promise you, they'll make you feel better. They'll give you an orgasm. They'll make coffee for you. They'll make life decision for you, and they'll probably clean up. You know when you stick a shower head up your ass and all the shit falls out and it's kind of muddy sometimes? They'll do that for you. If you just eat some of those.
That's all you need.
Yes, April. Spa or Spain? Are you shortening Spain into Spa? What is that, F1? I'll go to Spain. I got a friend in Barcelona. Brazil, yeah, I'll be there a lot. Oh, Spa F1. São Paulo. Você fala São Paulo para mim? I need to get Jamie to these games. We were talking about that, weren't we? But anyway, yes. Yeah, always. I know. I'll be in Brazil every year probably, so I'll be back there in a bit.
Brazil,
if you F1, I know Sao Paulo, the city, really well. Very, very sketchy places, and very cool places as well. But I'll take you to
hell yes, good stuff.
I love it.
I got to shit off by 9, but yeah.
No. What do you mean, Jamie? Where's this come from now?
I got to pop off at 9.
No, what do you mean? Why?
Because I'm fucking.
We were like a year ago. Yeah, I think so. Jamie, no, this has come out of nowhere. You went to get a beer, then you got to go. I'm going in 6 minutes. This is insane behavior. This isn't even 2 hours. I've just started on the beer. What's going on?
Yeah. I'm not feeling 100%. Like
that's okay. That's okay. You don't have to speak. You have to feel 100%. Just stay a little longer than 9. An hour 43, Jamie.
I'm coming down from a opiate addiction, and I'm like,
for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
What's going to make you feel better by not sitting here? You're gonna sit on the couch and drink more with your family.
Lie down.
You don't have to string a sentence together. You don't have to do anything. Just relax. Just go. Yeah. Okay. While you're on an opioid addiction, what do you want to talk about?
I don't know anything about that. It's I was on him. I'm off him. I just yeah.
Well, that's fine. You don't have to talk about that. But what would you like to talk about now? You pick a subject. I've been talking a lot.
AIDS.
It's good. It's bad. Sometimes it's bad and good.
What are we on? We're on 144. Oh,
Yeah,
give it
yes.
2 hours. We've got 2 hours. We've got 2 hours.
So this is very disappointing, Jamie.
I know. I got the clammy sweats.
2 is always the minimum, and 3 is good. And sometimes they let you off. We used to do 5.
Remember them days?
Yeah.
Remember them days?
But there's going to be no different. You're going to be sat on a sofa drinking, talking in 10 minutes. It'll be the same thing.
Yeah.
There's no pressure.
That's
We're all in the same family.
It's just, yeah. It's yeah.
What though?
Huh? There's no what. It's just just being I don't know, irritatable mood. Like
Okay, all right, fair enough. You're suffering. I'm gonna be a friend and let you jip off in a few minutes. I will stop drinking after this beer because guess what?
You're not
I
gonna
only
start
drank.
drinking this beer.
Yeah, I only drank for this. That's the only reason I drank. I wasn't gonna drink.
I feel bad now.
Yeah, you should. You should feel bad, and you should
like a piece of shit.
You should get a hold of your wife and steal some of her painkillers right out of this to feel better.
I wish if I could. I want to, but fuck no, it's been
All right.
It's like an irritable fucking, and can't concentrate, and I'm just like
True. That's true. This is what I do. That's
what
I do to people. All right, should we try and watch some stuff then for the next 10 minutes to try and make you feel better?
Let's do that. Let's just
Hey, it was only yeah. Hang on, let me just check something because I was gonna get mine to come on, but he's probably driving. Right. Okay. So I'm gonna bing off YouTube. YouTube, thank you very much. I'm gonna remove you right now. Goodbye forever. Remove from that.